Welcome to life in Iceland, a place of fire, ice, and many amazing things. In the next few hours, we will take you on an amazing trip to one of the most special countries in the world, Iceland. Iceland is unique because of its beautiful natural sights and rich culture. Iceland is known as the land of fire and ice because of its striking landscapes. You can see volcanoes erupting with lava, big ice sheets, and hot springs bubbling from the ground. Iceland has more to offer than just its scenery. It's a country with an interesting history, a lively culture, and some of the nicest people you'll ever meet. In this video, we will look at what makes Iceland unique. We'll see well-known places like the Golden Circle and the Blue Lagoon, explore lesser-known spots like the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, and learn about Icelandic culture, including its stories and traditional food. We will examine Iceland's national sport, handball, and explore the country's successes in international competitions. If you're thinking about going to Iceland or want to know more about it, this video is for you. Let's begin. Iceland is a small island nation located in the North Atlantic Ocean, just below the Arctic Circle. Even though it's called Iceland, the country isn't all covered in ice. It has some of the most varied landscapes in the world. Iceland is a dream destination for nature lovers, with its volcanoes, glaciers, waterfalls, and black sand beaches. The country has a population of just over 370,000 people, which means it has one of the lowest population densities in the world. Most people in Iceland live in the capital city of Reykjavik, which is famous for its colorful houses, lively art scene, and welcoming vibe. Iceland's history goes back more than 1,000 years, starting when Norse settlers came to the island. These settlers brought their traditions, stories, and way of life, which still influence Icelandic culture today. What really makes Iceland special is its stunning natural beauty. The country has some of the most beautiful views you'll ever see, from the northern lights dancing in the sky to the geothermal hot springs bubbling up from the earth. Iceland is a place where nature takes center stage. Let's look at the national symbols of Iceland, a country famous for its beautiful nature, rich culture, and strong traditions. We start with the Icelandic flag, which represents the country's identity and independence. The flag has a blue background with a red cross that has a white outline. Each color has a special meaning. Blue stands for the mountains and the Atlantic Ocean around the island. White represents the snow and glaciers on the land, and red symbolizes the volcanic fires below the surface. These colors show the balance between Iceland's powerful forces of nature, fire, and ice. Next, the national animal of Iceland is the Gullfoss, a majestic bird of prey that has long been associated with the country's wild and rugged nature. The Gullfoss is fast, strong, and beautiful. It represents freedom and resilience. It grows well in Iceland's tough climate, reflecting how the Icelandic people have adapted and succeeded in their surroundings. Iceland's national flower is the mountain avens, a tough little plant that grows in the island's tundra and rocky area. The mountain avens has soft white petals and a golden center. It represents Iceland's natural beauty and how life can grow even in tough conditions. Finally, let's talk about the Icelandic language, one of the oldest and most unique languages in the world. Icelandic is a North Germanic language that hasn't changed much since medieval times. This means that today's Icelanders can still read old texts like the Icelandic sagas as they were originally written. The language has complicated grammar, a wide range of words, and a practice of making new Icelandic words instead of using words from other languages. This has kept the language pure and connected to the country's history and culture. These national symbols, the flag, the Gullfoss, the mountain avens, and the Icelandic language, show the strength, toughness, and beauty of Iceland. They show the country's special bond with nature, its rich culture, and the strong ties its people have to their land and traditions. Welcome to Iceland, a country full of amazing landscapes and popular spots that will wow any visitor. In this part, we will look at some of the most famous places in Iceland, including its lively capital and its beautiful natural sights. Let's begin with Reykjavik, the northernmost capital city in the world. Reykjavik is a vibrant and colorful city that combines modern life with a deep history. You can visit museums, art galleries, and amazing buildings like Hallgrímskirkja, a tall church that offers great views of the city. Even though Reykjavik is small, it has a lively nightlife, great restaurants, and friendly hospitality for visitors from around the world. Next, we will visit the Golden Circle, a very popular tourist route in Iceland. This circuit has three important locations. First, Thingvellir National Park is a UNESCO World Heritage Site where the Eurasian and North American tectonic plates come together. It is the historic site of Iceland's first parliament, called Alþingi, which was established in 930 AD. Next is the Geysir geothermal area, where the well-known Stroker geyser erupts every few minutes, spraying boiling water high into the air. Finally, there's Gullfoss Waterfall, a stunning waterfall with 2 levels that flows into a deep canyon. Its beauty and strength make it one of the most well-known natural sites in the country. A trip to Iceland isn't complete without going to the Blue Lagoon, a famous geothermal spa near Reykjavik. The milky blue water, full of minerals like silica and sulfur, provides a calming and healing experience in a strange volcanic setting. It's a great way to relax after a day of exploring. Traveling south, you'll see the stunning Vatnajökull Glacier, which is the biggest glacier in Europe. Covering more than 8,000 square kilometers, it features beautiful ice caves, glacier tongues, and volcanic activity below ground. The Jökulsárlón Glacier Lagoon is a must-visit spot nearby, where icebergs break off from the glacier and float in calm, blue water. Just down the road is Diamond Beach, where shiny ice chunks land on the black sand, making a beautiful contrast. One of Iceland's most amazing natural sights is the Northern Lights, also known as the Aurora Borealis. In winter, you can see amazing lights in the sky that dance. These lights happen when solar particles mix with the Earth's magnetic field. You can see the lights all over Iceland, but the best places to see them are usually in quiet, dark areas away from city lights. If you're looking for beautiful and remote places, the Vestfjords have some of the most breathtaking and unspoiled scenery in the country. With its stunning fjords, high cliffs, and peaceful fishing villages, this area is great for nature lovers and adventure seekers who want to explore Iceland's wild landscapes. Finally, we go to Akureyri, often known as the capital of the north. Located at the foot of Eyjafjörður Fjord, this lovely town is famous for its lively art scene, botanical gardens, and closeness to natural sites like the Gullfoss waterfall and Lake Mývatn. Akureyri is a good starting point for exploring northern Iceland and has many chances for whale watching and outdoor activities. Iceland has many amazing places to discover, from the city vibes of Reykjavik to the natural sights of the Golden Circle and the beautiful remote areas of the Vestfjords. Each place in Iceland shows its own beautiful scenery and vibrant culture that makes the country unique. Iceland is called the Land of Fire and Ice because it has beautiful natural features that match this name. Iceland has amazing natural beauty, from tall volcanoes to loud waterfalls and unique landscapes. In this section, we will explore some of the country's amazing natural sights. Let's start with Iceland's well-known volcanoes. Eyjafjallajökull is a famous volcano that erupted in 2010. Its ash cloud caught worldwide attention because it affected air travel around the globe. This volcano, which is covered in ice, is part of a bigger group of volcanoes. Its eruption showed the strong forces underneath Iceland. Another famous volcano is Hekla, which was often called the gateway to hell during the Middle Ages. Hekla is one of the most active volcanoes in Iceland and has erupted over 20 times since the year 874. Its large size stands out in the southern landscape, and its eruptions have changed the surrounding land for hundreds of years. Now let's look at Iceland's waterfalls, which are some of the most amazing in the world. Seljalandsfoss is special because you can walk behind the falling water, giving you a unique view and a memorable experience. A short drive will take you to Skogafoss, a huge waterfall that drops 60 meters, 200 feet, into a pool below. On sunny days, rainbows can appear in the mist, making the surroundings feel magical. To the north is Dettifoss, the strongest waterfall in Europe. Its power is amazing as it sends loud water crashing into the Jökulsárlón Glacier Canyon, shaping the land with its constant strength. Iceland's famous black sand beaches are another natural attraction that attracts visitors from all over the world. The most famous one is Reykjavik, which is near the town of Vik on the south coast. The beach has dark volcanic sand, tall basalt columns, and powerful Atlantic waves, making it look striking and unique. Close by, the Reykjavík sea stacks rise from the ocean, enhancing the unique and beautiful charm of this coastal area. Visitors should be careful because the strong waves at Reykjavik can be unpredictable. Iceland has many geothermal areas where volcanic activity makes hot springs, geysers, and bubbling mud pots. One of the most well-known places with geothermal features is Geysir, which is found in the Jökulsárlón Valley. The Great Geysir doesn't erupt often anymore, but its nearby neighbor, Strucker, is very active. It erupts every few minutes, sending boiling water up to 30 meters, 100 feet high. The surrounding geothermal landscape is filled with colorful hot springs and steaming vents, creating a truly surreal environment. Iceland has many beautiful natural sights, including volcanoes, stunning waterfalls, black sand beaches, and hot springs. They show the powerful natural forces that have formed this special island over millions of years. Iceland's natural beauty will amaze you, whether you are hiking near a waterfall, on a black sand beach, or watching a geyser go off. Icelandic culture and traditions come from the country's history, nature, and its people. Iceland has kept its cultural traditions, like its old stories and unique food, while also changing and growing in today's world. Let's explore important parts of Icelandic culture, beginning with its strong literary tradition. One of Iceland's most valuable cultural treasures is its sagas, old stories about heroes, exploration, and the challenges faced by early settlers. These stories, written in the 13th century, tell about famous people like Egil Skallagrimsson and the Viking explorer Leif Erikson. They are regarded as great works of literature and offer insights into Iceland's early history, values, and lifestyle. The sagas are special because they provide rich details about events, places, and characters, mixing history with myths and stories. Even today, these old stories are important to Icelanders and still inspire new books, movies, and art. Icelanders take pride in their literary history. Iceland has one of the highest numbers of authors for its population in the world, and people in Iceland really value reading and writing. The Icelandic Christmas book Flood, Jólabók Flood, is a fun tradition where people give each other books on Christmas Eve and spend the night reading by the fire. This love for literature shows how much the country values its history and appreciates writing. Now let's talk about Iceland's special and traditional food. Icelandic food shows the tough climate and isolation of the island, featuring recipes that have been handed down through generations. One of the most well-known and debated traditional foods is fermented shark, hakkarl. This dish is made from Greenland shark that has been buried and fermented for a few months. After that, it is dried and served in small cubes. Its strong smell and unique taste might not be for everyone, but for Icelanders, it represents their Viking history and their ability to survive in harsh environments. A traditional dish from Iceland is lamb stew, called kjötsúpa. This hearty stew is a common dish in Icelandic homes, especially in winter. It's made with soft Icelandic lamb, root vegetables, and herbs. Icelandic lamb is known for its high quality because the sheep eat fresh, nutrient-rich grass from the island. Kjötsúpa is a comforting dish that has been enjoyed by Icelandic families for centuries. We can't discuss Icelandic food without talking about skyr. Skyr is a traditional dairy food from Iceland that has been eaten for more than 1,000 years. It's like yogurt, but thicker, and has more protein, with a mild and slightly tangy taste. Skyr is a healthy snack or dessert, usually served with fresh berries, honey, or granola on top. In recent years, it has become popular around the world. But for people in Iceland, it is still a cherished part of their everyday meals. Icelandic culture is an interesting mix of old traditions and new ideas. Iceland has kept its rich culture, like its stories, love for books, and special food, while also welcoming new ideas and influences. These traditions show the core of Icelandic life, blending the past with the present to create a lively and unique culture. Handball is more than just a sport in Iceland. It's something that people really care about and is an important part of the country's sports culture. Iceland may be small, but handball is an important part of its culture, and it has produced some of the world's best athletes. In this section, we will look at the history of handball in Iceland, its well-known players and teams, and its great successes in international competitions. Handball has been played in Iceland since the early 1900s, when it was first introduced. Handball became popular quickly because it's fast and physical, and it can be played inside during the long winters in Iceland. By the 1950s, handball became one of the most popular sports in Iceland, with many teams and clubs being created. The Icelandic Handball Federation was started in 1957, and since then, handball has become very popular in the country. Games attract many fans and create strong rivalries between teams. Iceland has produced well-known handball players who have made a significant impact worldwide. Ólafur Stefánsson is a famous figure in Icelandic handball, recognized for his outstanding skills and leadership. During his career, Stefánsson played for some of Europe's best clubs and was an important player for the Icelandic national team for many years. Another highlight is Guðjón Valur Sigurdsson, an excellent left winger and one of the highest scorers in international handball history. His speed, accuracy, and goal-scoring skills made him popular with fans and an important player for the national team. In terms of teams, Iceland's national handball team, known as the Strákarnir Okkar, our boys, has consistently punched above its weight in international competitions. Iceland may be a small country with a population of just over 370,000, but it has become a strong force in handball. The team has qualified for several European and World Championships, often facing bigger countries with more resources. Icelandic teams like Valur and FH Hafnarfjörður have done well in local competitions and have helped develop many of the best players for the national team. Iceland's national handball team had a major success at the 2008 Summer Olympics in Beijing by winning a silver medal. The Icelandic team, coached by Gudmundur Gudmundsson and led by captain Ólafur Stefánsson, surprised everyone with their performance. Iceland made it to the gold medal match after beating teams like Poland, Spain, and France, but they lost to France in the final. Even though they lost, winning the silver medal was a huge achievement for Iceland and is still one of the country's proudest sports moments. Iceland has also achieved important milestones in handball. In 1992, the team made it to the semi-finals of the European Championship, and in 2010, Iceland won a bronze medal in the same tournament. The national team's success has motivated many young people in Iceland to play handball, keeping the sport lively and important in the country's sports culture. The 2008 Olympic silver medal and many other achievements have made Iceland well known and respected in handball. Iceland has a strong handball tradition, and with dedicated players and enthusiastic fans, the sport will keep growing in the future. Iceland's handball teams show the country's strength, determination, and teamwork, whether they are playing at home or in big international competitions. Iceland is well known for places like the Blue Lagoon and the Golden Circle, but there are also many hidden treasures that highlight the country's beauty and variety. In this part, we will look at 4 hidden gems that show off Iceland's amazing nature and culture. First on our list is the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, which is often called Iceland in miniature. This beautiful area on the western coast of Iceland has many different kinds of landscapes that show the country's natural features. Snæfellsnes has it all, from black sand beaches and tall mountains to lava fields and cute fishing villages. At the center is Snæfellsjökull, a volcano covered by a glacier that became famous in Jules Verne's book, Journey to the Center of the Earth. The peninsula's stunning scenery, along with its interesting stories and history, makes it a great place to visit for anyone wanting to experience the true spirit of Iceland. Next, we travel to the Vestmannaeyjar, or Westman Islands, a remote archipelago off the southern coast of Iceland. These volcanic islands are a great place for birdwatchers because they have one of the biggest puffin colonies in the world. Visitors can go on boat tours to see cute seabirds nesting on the cliffs and diving into the sea. The islands are known for their interesting history of volcanic activity. In 1973, a volcano on Heimaey, the biggest island in the group, covered a large part of the town with lava and ash. The residents were moved to safety, and even though the eruption caused a lot of damage, the town has rebuilt. Now, visitors can visit the Eldheimar Museum, which shares the story of this important event. The Vestmannaeyjar Islands are special because they have interesting wildlife, history, and beautiful nature. They are a hidden treasure that is worth exploring. We travel to northern Iceland and reach Húsavík, known as the whale-watching capital of the country. This small coastal town by Skjálfandi Bay is one of the best places in the world to see whales in the wild. Húsavík is famous for its whale-watching tours, where people can see different types of whales, including humpback whales, minke whales, and the large blue whale. The town has the Húsavík Whale Museum, where you can learn interesting facts about whales and the history of whaling in Iceland. Húsavík is a lovely town with colorful buildings, a nice harbor, and great views of the mountains and fjords nearby. It also has plenty of marine life. Finally, we go to the Mývatn area, a hot spring paradise in northern Iceland. Mývatn, or Midge Lake, is famous for its interesting volcanic land and hot springs. The area has steaming vents, bubbling mud pools, and lava formations, giving it a unique and strange look. A main attraction in the area is the Mývatn Nature Baths. They offer a quiet and relaxing option compared to the well-known Blue Lagoon. Here, visitors can soak in warm, mineral-rich water while taking in the beautiful views around them. Close by is the Þingvellir geothermal area, where steam comes up from the ground and colorful sulfur deposits paint the landscape, creating a strange and beautiful scene. The Mývatn area is great for birdwatching because the lake and nearby wetlands have many different bird species, including ducks and other migratory birds. These lesser-known places provide special experiences that are different from popular tourist spots, allowing visitors to discover Iceland's hidden beauty and interesting history. Whether you're walking along the volcanic beaches of the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, seeing puffins on the Westman Islands, watching whales in Húsavík, or relaxing in the hot springs of Mývatn, these places highlight the amazing variety of Iceland's scenery. Iceland is a unique place with many interesting facts that set it apart from other countries. Iceland has a special climate, landscape, culture, and traditions that surprise and delight visitors. In this part, we'll share some interesting facts about Iceland that show what makes this island special. First on the list is a fact that many people find surprising. There are no mosquitoes in Iceland. That's correct. Unlike many other countries, you won't have to deal with annoying insects when you visit Iceland. The island's cold weather and special environment stop mosquitoes from breeding. Some insects do well in Iceland, but mosquitoes cannot survive there. This makes Iceland one of the rare places where you can enjoy the outdoors without worrying about mosquito bites. Next, let's discuss Iceland's strong dedication to being environmentally friendly. The country is a top producer of renewable energy, generating almost all of its electricity and heating from renewable sources. Most of this energy comes from hydroelectric power and geothermal energy, making use of Iceland's many natural resources. Iceland's volcanoes make it great for using geothermal energy. Icelanders have built an effective and eco-friendly energy system that serves as a model for others. A cool fact about Iceland is its special naming system that's been used for hundreds of years. In Iceland, last names usually come from the first name of a person's father or mother, with son added for boys and daughter for girls. For example, if a man named John has a son named Einar, the son's last name would be Einar Johnson, which means Einar, son of John. If John has a daughter named Anna, her last name would be Anna Johnsdóttir, which means Anna, daughter of John. This naming system, based on family names from fathers or sometimes mothers, shows how close Iceland's society is and how important family is to them. In Iceland, people are listed by their first names in the phone book, showing how important first names are in their culture. Iceland is close to the Arctic Circle, which causes two interesting events: the midnight sun and polar nights. In the summer, especially around June's summer solstice, the sun doesn't fully set, leading to almost 24 hours of daylight. This is known as the midnight sun. In Reykjavik, the capital, you can see bright skies even at midnight. The longer days are great for outdoor activities and make summer in Iceland special. In winter, especially in December, Iceland has polar nights, which means there are only a few hours of daylight each day. In northern areas of the country, such as Akureyri, the sun might hardly rise above the horizon. Even though it's dark, winter nights let you see the beautiful northern lights, a natural light show that brightens the sky with colorful lights. These fun facts about Iceland show what makes the island special and how its people have adjusted to their surroundings. Iceland is a fascinating place with many amazing features. It has no mosquitoes, successful renewable energy, an interesting naming system, and extreme differences in light and darkness. These traits make it one of the most interesting countries in the world. Iceland is often called the land of fire and ice, and for good reason. This amazing island has some of the most striking and varied landscapes in the world. Here, volcanoes and glaciers exist together. Waterfalls flow down mountains, and hot springs bubble up from the ground. Iceland is a beautiful place, filled with amazing natural sights and a rich culture and history. Iceland is special because it has a lot of different types of land and rocks. It's a place where you can visit black sand beaches, walk on old lava fields, and see geysers that shoot boiling water into the air. The island sits atop the mid-Atlantic ridge, making it one of the most volcanically active places in the world. Next to the fire, there is beautiful ice, such as glaciers like Vatnajökull, which is the largest in Europe and covers a large area of the island. These different parts create a unique scene. Iceland is attractive for more reasons than just its beautiful scenery. It's a country with a strong sense of culture and long-standing traditions. The old Icelandic stories, vibrant music, and traditional food all add to the country's rich culture. The people of Iceland are friendly, creative, and strong. You can see these qualities in their literature and vibrant capital city, Reykjavik. Iceland is dedicated to being sustainable and is a leader in using renewable energy. This makes it a modern place that values protecting its environment. This is why Iceland is not just a place to see. It's a spot that motivates and changes you. People from around the world are drawn to the island's beauty, and many leave with lasting memories and stories to share. A traveler remembered their trip to the Snæfellsnes Peninsula, where they hiked over lava fields, admired the tall Snæfellsjökull volcano, and saw seals playing in the water near the beach. Another visitor shared their amazing experience under the northern lights. They stood quietly as the sky above shone with swirling green and purple colors. They said it was a moment that changed their life. For many visitors, Iceland is a place to find themselves. Iceland has many ways to enjoy nature, like hiking in the mountains, watching whales in Húsavík, or relaxing in natural hot springs. Iceland not only has stunning landscapes but also creates a feeling of wonder and calm for its visitors. As we finish our exploration of Iceland's amazing sights, we invite you to see them for yourself. Iceland is a place that will inspire you and make you want to return. You might love its beautiful nature, rich culture, or the charm of its towns and villages. Now is the perfect time to plan your trip and see why Iceland is a unique place. Thank you for being with us as we discover the amazing things in Iceland. If you're excited to visit, please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and comment on what you're most eager to see in Iceland. Make sure to look at the links in the description for more travel tips and guides. And remember, Iceland is waiting to welcome you with open arms.